Hi everyone. We're very excited to see you all here. We're actually going to start in a couple of minutes, just in case there are some people who haven't joined yet due to reasons such as like slow internet or general connectivity issues. So just stay tuned. Okay, hi everyone. I'm very excited for you all to join us for the virtual tour of Hunter College. The goal of today's virtual tour is to show you what Hunter College's main campus is like. We want to show you what to look forward to when you become a Hunter student in the future. So before we start the tour, there are just a few things that I want to mention. We are a team of student ambassadors and student admissions leaders. So if you notice, we either have SA or SAL written in front of our names. We usually conduct tours where we're on campus, so we're very similar to tour guides, and that's the reason why you're seeing us right now. So Tudor, Ben, Helen, Betty, Carolyn, Gabriella, and I are all current students at Hunter, and we will introduce ourselves in just a few moments. Just please don't forget that this is only a tour, and we will not include any admissions information. You can sign up for an admissions information center, admissions information session to hear about all of the admissions process right on our website. So let's start with introductions. Tudor, please introduce yourself.
Hi everyone, my name is Tudor and I'm currently a junior here at Hunter. I'm double majoring in economics and political science, and besides that, I'm also a student ambassador and I'm also a referral scholar. So if you have any questions about our scholar programs, feel free to ask either at the end or in the chat.
Thank you. Betty, please introduce yourself.
Hi guys, my name is Betty. I'm a senior. My major is human biology. I minor in psychology and sociology. I'm a pre-physical therapy student. I'm also the treasurer of the Rehab Therapy Club. Also a student ambassador here. If you have any questions regarding PT, you can ask me later.
Thank you. Ben, go ahead.
Hi everyone, my name is Ben. I'm a senior at Hunter College, majoring in English, specifically the field of creative writing, minoring in Japanese cultural studies. I'm a Thomas Hunter's Honor student, and I'm also part of Hunter's Video Game Fighting Alliance, as well as Hunter's esports design and collective clubs.
Helen, go ahead.
Hi everyone, my name is Helen. I'm a sophomore at Hunter majoring in nursing. I am a part of the Nursing Scholar program on the women's cross country and track team, and I'm a member of the Student Athlete Advisory Committee. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask.
Gabriella, go ahead.
Hi guys, my name is Gabriela. I used to be a biochem major, but I recently was accepted to medical lab science this year at Hunter. I'm a junior, and I also am a peer teaching assistant here at Hunter for general chemistry too.
Thank you. Carolyn, go ahead.
Hi, my name is Carolyn. I'm currently a senior at Hunter, majoring in media studies with a concentration in TV and documentary production. Right now, I work with admissions along with everyone else as a student admissions leader, and I also work as a college assistant / peer advisor with the Student Center.
Awesome, thank you all. My name is Rosa. I'm a senior at Hunter, and my major is cognitive psychology. I'm also on the pre-nursing track, and I'm soon going to be applying to accelerated programs. Aside from being a student ambassador and giving awesome tours of Hunter's campus, I'm also a college assistant in the media services and ICIT department, so I print IDs for anyone who needs one to access our campus. So if any of you have questions about the stops of the tour, the spaces that you see, or you can just type it up into the chat box, which is usually on the bottom of your screen. Some questions will be answered live at the end, while others will probably be answered during the tour. We'll definitely try to answer as many questions as we can. And after the tour is done, we'll also show you exactly where to find us if you'd like to chat with us directly about our Hunter life. So let's go see the campus. So for starters, you should know that Hunter College is more than just our main campus on East 68th Street. So our Silverman campus is located uptown, and it's home to the School of Urban Public Health and School of Social Work. If you're interested in nutrition, social work, community health programs, or even like coursework in urban studies, some of your higher level courses may take place here. Our residence halls are spread out on the Upper East Side of Manhattan with locations on East 97th, 92nd, 79th Street, and also at the Brookdale campus as well. Something to note is that our Brookdale campus is also home to the undergraduate nursing program and the physical therapy graduate programs. As a first-year student, all of your classes will be usually held at the main campus, but you could potentially have coursework at other locations mentioned if you're interested in certain programs or majors. So for example, a class that's mandatory to take to get into Hunter's nursing program is nutrition. So even though I spend most of my time on the 68th Street campus, I took my nutrition class in the Silverman campus on 119th Street. And similarly, a lot of my labs were on Brookdale's campus on East 25th Street. So the focus on our tour today is the main campus on 68th Street, which is where you'll be beginning your studies as a new student. Hunter's main campus has 4 buildings: West, East, North, and Thomas Hunter. When I first transferred to Hunter, I actually attended one of these tours myself, and I asked if there's a South building. So if any of you are wondering, that South building is technically called Thomas Hunter. First, we will begin with the West building, and Carolyn will be starting us off.
Yeah, so like Rosa just said, this is our main campus. This is where you will be beginning your studies at Hunter. And what you can see is that's the main entrance on the side by the glass doors. And then right there, you can see an arrow pointing to the subway station. So Hunter actually has its very own subway station. It's named after us. And the cool thing about that is you can actually enter the school through the subway station. So you don't actually have to go outside from the subway station to enter the school. You can just automatically enter through Hunter West's basement, which is really cool. All you need is your Hunter ID, and then you can just walk right in through the turnstiles. Okay, so when you first enter into Hunter's West building, this is what you'll see. So the West lobby is home to the visitor center, and that's where students can ask for directions, get a temporary pass if you forget your Hunter ID, and you can get information about various offices and resources at Hunter. The space also has plenty of chairs and tables next to a small cafe if you're looking for a place to meet up with friends before class. And because it's a pretty large area, there are a ton of student events that take place here as well. Many Welcome Week events and larger traditions take place in the lobby too. For example, every year, Hunter's undergraduate student government hosts a Thanksgiving dinner for everyone to come together. And our athletics homecoming kickoff is hosted here too, with tons of board games, cornhole, and food for everyone. It gets you in the mood for all the athletic games that happen around the school. Now imagine yourself going through the turnstiles with your Hunter ID card and take those escalators up to the 3rd floor.
Thank you, Carolyn. Tutor will be continuing the West Building.
Sure. So as we go further up in the West Building, we reach the 3rd floor hub, which is probably like the busiest area on campus. And that's because usually a lot of clubs like to advertise their events or just recruit students in general here. And this is also where students from different majors or even faculty members might advertise a specific major. So look for that on the 3rd floor hub. And besides that, the most important part here is the cafeteria. So Hunter actually has 2 cafeterias on campus, and by far the largest one is the one on 3rd floor. It serves everything you can imagine. You can grab a bagel and some coffee in the morning and come back later in the day for some sushi. And if you're not into that, then there are plenty of food options right outside our campus. We do have food carts, we have fast food chains, and we do have even more upscale restaurants. So yeah, there are plenty of dining options really close to the campus. We also have our own radio station. So if you're interested in broadcasting or doing a podcast, then that's certainly something that you can do right here. And we also have an outdoor patio. So if you want to maybe bring your own food from home or just enjoy some relaxing time with your friends, then you certainly can do that, especially when the weather is nice. And I think that's it for the Delphi Hub. And now we're going to move further up into the West Building. And the rest of the building is mostly home to classrooms. Classes usually range in size at Hunter from, for some smaller classes that can fit up to maybe like 20 students. So those are pretty similar to the ones that you have right now in high school. But we also have some larger lecture halls like the one that you can see on your screens right now. So those can usually fit up to 250 students. And they're mostly reserved for some introductory classes, especially in the sciences. And I know it might sound a little bit scary to be in the same room as 200 other people right now, but trust me, those classes can be really fun. And also they're a really great opportunity to meet new people and make new friends.
Thank you, Tutor. So our last stop in the West Building will take us all the way to the basement to the 4 floors of athletic facilities. And now we'll have Helen explain the stop.
Okay, so to start off, Hunter does not have a physical education requirement. So if you didn't go to physical education classes in high school, you don't have to worry about that in college. So here we are in the athletic facilities, which can be used by our athletes and any other student on campus. The picture on the top left is the gymnasium, which we call the Sportsplex, and where most of our home games happen throughout the season, such as homecoming and championships, which was mentioned earlier. These games are free for students and usually come with giveaways. And then right below that, we have a practice gym, which is roughly the same size. So you can swing by during like open gym hours and join a volleyball or basketball game. On the top right, you can see the fitness center, which is different cardio and weight training equipment. And then on the bottom left is one of the 2 pools we have on campus. This one is in the North Building and the other is located at the Brookdale campus. On the bottom right, you see the yoga and spin studio where there are free yoga and spin classes. And aside from those, we also have a variety of other fitness classes available to students. So if you're interested in joining a team, we are an NCAA Division III school with 18 sports, 9 for both women and men. So we have sports like volleyball, track, tennis, softball, but we don't have baseball, football, lacrosse, or women's soccer because we are a vertical campus. So as I mentioned, we are a D3 school, so we don't have athletic scholarships. We do have need or merit-based scholarships, along with other perks that come with being an athlete, such as priority registration, priority access to residence halls, athletic trainers, and many others. But if a team is too much commitment for you, we also provide intramural or club sports that only meet like once or twice a week. These clubs include all the NCAA sports, plus some more if you're like a Harry Potter fan. We have Quidditch and Bubble Ball. So at Hunter, we also offer non-committal classes, and they're completely free, like yoga, spin, and Pilates. And if these classes, if you go once, you don't like it, you never have to go again. And just to like sum up all the facilities we have on campus, we have a weight room, 2 gymnasiums, 5 racquetball courts, 2 pools, locker rooms, and showers, and they're all accessible to students. All you have to do is go online, sign a liability waiver, basically saying that Hunter is not reliable for any injuries that happen while you're using our facilities. This gets loaded onto your one card, which is basically your ID. And then once you graduate, you can apply for an alumni card that grants you access to all these facilities.
Thank you, Helen. So next up is the East Building. We have something really cool that many CUNYs do not have. And I transferred to Hunter, so this was really cool for me to see, and it's still really cool for me to still experience. Betty will explain what this cool feature is.
All right, so before we head into the library, we will talk about our sky bridges, something that we are really proud of as Hawks here. The sky bridge connects our east, west, north, and Thomas Hunter building. So the easiest and quickest way to get between the buildings is our sky bridges, and they can be entered either on our 3rd floor and 7th floor. So aside from being a cool spot to hang out with friends or just do homework, the view is amazing and picture worthy. There's also a lot of different academic and administrative offices here in the East Building, which we will talk about in a bit. But it's mainly occupied by our Cooperman library, which we will show you in like 2 slides. So moving on to our digital dining booth. No problem. So right here, as you can see here, it's just a little extra study space for students to hang out in or get some homework done or even eat. There's actually a little cafe here called the World Cup Cafe, and they have amazing empanadas and awesome lattes. There's also a lot of TVs here in the booths, so you can actually connect your laptop to the screens. This just makes your project a lot more easier. And actually our white tables are whiteboard tables, so you can use dry erase markers to solve math homework or just doodle on it for fun. We also have microwaves in the back of this little cafeteria, so you can just microwave your lunch, and that can save you a lot of money. And I'm gonna pass it back to Rosa.
Thank you, Betty. Now imagine yourself going past the dining booths and right into our Cooperman library. So I will have Ben explain what our library consists of.
Yeah, so actually, even before discussing the library, it should be noted there are 2 important centers located in the East Building. The first of which being the Career Development and Service Center, which is on the 8th floor. And this center does a lot of things to help students, look for jobs and whatnot. Firstly, they hold a career expo every other semester, I believe, where a bunch of different vendors from a variety of fields of work come to Hunter to recruit Hunter students to work for them. So, this is obviously a great opportunity to form some lasting relationships with businesses you might want to work with in the future. But outside of that, the Career Development Service Center also holds a bunch of workshops and will, give you individual one-on-one counseling for help if you need with like resumes, cover letters, etc. You can even set up mock interviews with them. So it's just overall a great resource for job hunting. As well as it should be noted that in the East Building, you can find the Counseling and Wellness Center on the 11th floor, where you can go to get free and confidential counseling. You can have individual counseling, group counseling, it's all customizable up to your preference. And you can go there to get help with either personal, like at-home issues, or, just general like oh, I'm stressed from tests or something like that, and get help with that too. So again, great resources all around. But yeah, now moving more into the library, entering from the third floor where the digital dining booths are. This area is a silent study area, meaning that it's quiet, no talking. The floors below are also silent study. So if you need to, cram for a test or something, this is the best place to do it. On the third floor specifically, there are three important desks to know of. The first being the circulation and reserve desk. So Hunter is part of this system known as the inter-CUNY loan system, which basically means that if Hunter doesn't have a book that you need, which, it's not likely because Hunter has like 700 something thousand volumes of books. But if we don't have a book you need, you can ask that a book be brought in from another CUNY campus. You can also go to another CUNY campus and take out a book from there. Or you can even, if let's say you live closer to a different CUNY school, you can return a book to that CUNY school instead of having to come all the way to Hunter. So basically, wherever you are, you'll have access to the resources you need. Of course, in the library, you can take out textbooks for your classes. All of your classes are required to have at least one textbook on reserve in the library, and they can be used for up to 3 hours to study with. However, they cannot leave the library. Some other little details really quick are that students will have 300 pages of free printing every semester, and after that it's $15. As well as that there are scanners on every floor. So, you can make that connection between the scanners and the textbooks. Another important desk on this floor is the information desk, where it's kind of straightforward, as the name implies. You can get help finding books. The librarians there can also help you if there's like a student that's being too noisy and bothering you. You can ask them to quiet that student down. And finally, the last desk on this floor is the reference desk, where you can go to access a variety of old like scholarly articles and newspapers. If you're writing a research paper, it'll come in handy. And maybe you don't want to come all the way to Hunter, but you still need to work on a research paper. You could access a variety of online databases such as JSTOR, Google Scholar, OneSearch, etc., all by using your Hunter, account information. And it's free, of course. So it's a great opportunity for, again, research paper writing. Moving down for a moment to the second floor, this is where you'll find our e-reserve desk. Now, again, as the name implies, this is where you can take out a variety of technologies to work with, such as MacBooks, which you can take for up to 3 hours and use within the library. You can also take out PCs for up to 11 hours, and you can take them to any of the like 4 main campus buildings. And if you need something at home to work on, let's say your device is, not working, or you're, whatever, yeah, you can take out tablets for up to 3 days. And as I mentioned, these can go home with you. You can also take out calculators for a few hours at a time if you have the need. Basically, overall, the e-reserve desk has you covered with any technological needs you may have. Continuing on upwards, the fourth floor and above are group study floors. So this is where it gets a little louder, and it's a great place, again, to work on group projects, just like the digital dining booth is a good place for group projects. So is this area. And yeah, looking specifically at the 7th floor, this is where our tutoring centers are located. Each subject has its own little area in the tutoring center, which is indicated by a different color. So like the yellow wall painted area is where the science tutoring center is. The orange area is for like English stuff. The red is for math, etc. All of these tutoring centers have walk-in hours. So if you, thought you could do an assignment and then that night you realize that you're having trouble, you can just go in the next day and get help. Or if there's maybe a test that's coming up that you'll struggle to study for, you can schedule appointments in advance. And you can even, if you wanted to, let's say you found a particular tutor helpful, you can look on the tutoring schedule, which is right outside of each center, and see when specific tutors are working. So you can just go in and get help from the tutor you found helpful. It should be noted that all of the tutors are, they've taken the class that they're tutoring in. They've gotten an A in that class, as well as a recommendation letter from the professor. So they're very qualified, and they're also being paid. So they have that incentive to really do a good job in helping you. This is also kind of, for those of you interested, an opportunity for a little on-campus job. If you do really well in your intro level classes, you also can become a tutor. So if that's something that's interesting for you, you should check it out. The final two areas in the East Building that are worth noting are the pre-health and pre-law advising centers. The pre-health advising center specifically has, is very beneficial. Students who have been accepted into medical school are often students who have visited and gotten help from the pre-health office. So if that's a career path you're interested in, I would highly recommend visiting this advising office and getting help. The final little area that we have for the East Building today is the Office of Prestigious Scholarships and Fellowships. Again, it's a very straightforward name. You can go here to earn a variety of scholarships and fellowships. In the past, students have gotten help earning scholarships such as the Marshall Scholarship, the Rhodes Scholarship, as well as the J.K. Watson Scholarship, among many others. So, who doesn't like free money? So if you want to see what scholarships you could be eligible for, I would highly recommend paying a visit to this office. But that does it for the East Building, so I'll hand it back to Rosa.
Thank you so much, Ben. So the next step on the tour is the North Building, which Gabriella will introduce.
So since I'm a science major, I spend most of my time here actually, because most of Hunter's science labs are in the North Building. They're actually very small, so if you're not good with big crowds, just so you know, you will never have more than 15 to 16 people in your lab at one time, no matter how large the actual lecture class may be. Except for science labs, we also have animal behavior labs in the building, which are part of the psychology department located on the 6th floor. Even though there is a pandemic, some of the on-campus research is still taking place as faculty is working with live animals. In addition to our labs, North Building is the home to most of our visual and performing arts majors, including art, music, and film and media. However, our dance and theater programs are housed elsewhere. The music program at Hunter has a variety of classes for majors and those who just want to explore music as a minor or an elective too. We have 16 practice rooms for students and 3 performing art spaces to show off your skills. And students interested in art can select one field of concentration in studio art, and that includes drawing, painting, sculpture, installation, printmaking, photography, ceramics, clay, and casting, and combined media. But the department also offers coursework in art history, which could fulfill some of your general education requirements, so make sure to check them out. Moving on, the assembly hall. It's also located in the North Building. It's a huge space at Hunter. It can seat up to 2,000 people and host a lot of the main campus events. Just before COVID, actually, our Hunter Hall got to see Bill and Melinda Gates. They had a conversation with Lin-Manuel Miranda, the same person who wrote Hamilton on Broadway and happens to be a Hunter High School alumni. You should also be aware that when it is finally time to graduate, our major convocation and graduation events take place here as well. The coolest part about being a Hunter student is that all of the events taking place in the assembly hall, you can get tickets for free.
Thank you so much, Gabby. So the last step on our tour is the Thomas Hunter Hall. It is probably the first building that you'll notice when you first come to campus. And I know that it was the first building that I noticed because it was like Gothic and castle-like architecture that's so different from all the other buildings. Just a fun fact that this historical feature is due to the fact that the Thomas Hunter Hall is the original building when Hunter first opened as a women's teaching school in the late 1800s. In 1960s, the school opened up as co-ed and widened available majors. So some classes are still taught here, but most of the building acts as a club space. So the top of the building, there's a dance studio with a beautiful view of the area, and the ground floor is used by the art department to make pottery and ceramics. So the reason why this building is so unique is because aside from the dance studios for dance majors and a few small classrooms, this is basically the one hub for all student life and student activities at Hunter. So everything from the Office of the Arts, the Multi-Faith Center, Student Activities Office, and the undergraduate student government is all in one place to ensure that you have some fun during your academic journey at Hunter too. So this is when you think of fun, this is the building that you think of right away. Something really cool about having everything in one building and in one place is that basically you can be part of the Hunter community in a lot of different ways. For example, students who are interested in studying sciences obviously can still have an interest in attending Broadway shows. So being part of the Office of the Arts is a huge perk, as you get a newsletter and a heads up whenever there are free or discounted tickets available. Another example is that you can be part of one faith group and enjoy activities with other groups. So for example, if you're part of our Hillel, which is an organization to promote Jewish life on campus, you can co-host volunteer and service events with the Christian Fellowship. So you can be part of one, part of both, and not even be part of any to attend any of the events. Also, Thomas Hunter Hall has a wide range of clubs. They range from pre-professional to cultural to unique and quirky. Examples are the Ham and Cheese debate team and Dumbledore's Army. We also have sororities and fraternities within this building. So one I know and wanted to join is called Zeta Phi Alpha. And one of my best friends is actually part of the sorority. You don't necessarily have to be a member to enjoy these spaces, but it's a great opportunity to obviously meet new friends. All you have to do is walk in, and basically, if you join, for example, a club that's like the psychology club, you're going to meet people who have a similar interest in, for example, just psychology. So it's very easy to make friends like that. And don't worry, you'll get a chance to know what clubs Hunter offers by going to some of their club mixers, which are held every semester. And if no club interests you, you and 9 other friends can make a new club as long as it makes sense. So you just have to bring your ideas to the Office of Student Life. Thomas Hunter Hall has a newly designed student union. So the whole mission of Hunter is to obviously bring students together from just different academic backgrounds with different goals. So the brand new addition of the student union just helps do that. The space's most prominent features, the main room with like ping pong tables, TVs for gaming systems, and just, it's always full of just Hunter students sitting around and collaborating. It also features some smaller student rooms that you may see on the top left and bottom right, and they can be reserved by different clubs for meetings or socials or other events. So basically, you're just sure to find something that you like, or even new friends if you just stop by and spend some time there. Our undergraduate student government and student-run publication are also on this floor. So if you think that you may not want to dedicate time to a club, maybe becoming a senator for the school, for the college, or contributing to a comic book or literary journal is more of an interest for you, but just know that there's always something that can possibly work for you in our large community. So lastly, we are all on a platform called UniBuddy. I will provide that link in the chat for you all to access to it. We have over 1,000 students using that platform of various backgrounds with diverse interests. So we have political science majors, art majors, theater majors, dance majors, students on the pre-med path, and more. Some of the students that I've seen on there, I didn't even think those majors existed, but they do. We all respond within 24 hours. So if there are some questions I may not think of right now, or you're uncomfortable to ask at the moment, you can definitely find us on there to start a conversation. So that concludes our tour for today. So let's just get a few of your questions answered. Questions can be asked in the chat box, or if you're more comfortable, then you can also definitely unmute. Are there any questions at all for any of the student ambassadors you met today? And nothing's ever too silly to ask. Again, questions can be asked in the chat box or just unmuted. Okay, so since there are no questions, thank you very much for joining us, and we look forward to welcoming you to campus as soon as we are able to. If you have more questions that you think of later for me or any of the student ambassadors that you met today, all you have to do is go to the admissions website and click on chat with students, or student ambassador Helen also just mentioned it in the chat. the link to reach out to us. We're right there on UniBuddy, only a text away. And otherwise, have a great day. Thank you.